I bought that for $15,000, and I found it on Craigslist. And it was this guy.
I love this.
It was this guy that had bought the house for a project for him and his son to do. Well, while they were remodeling, his son fell off the ladder, broke his arm, and he's like, well, I can't do it myself, so I need to sell it.
What a bad idea, by the way. Like, take up like badminton or literally anything else. But like, yeah, let's go work and remodel this. Like, pass, Pop. All right, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of How to Invest in Commercial Real Estate. We are excited to be back.
What's up? Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, this guy's been in the Grand Canyon. He's basically black now.
Yeah, I'll get darker.
Joel, what have you been doing?
Nothing, man. Trying to close deals.
Yeah, trying to close. Oh, speaking of closing deals, we finally are non-refundable on our shopping center in St. Louis. So that is definitely closing first week of June. We got to close that before we're out for Costa Rica. So that will definitely close on time.
Yeah.
But yeah, June 5th, super exciting deal. It's up on the website. Go check it out. Ask us some questions if you have any. I think we're modeling an IRR of like 22-ish% for a 5-year hold. Really great deal. Local lender. I went up for a property tour earlier this week, so I think it'll be a winner. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am too.
And then Petromax. We're obviously still raising money for Petromax. Right now, we think we're going to close that at the end of June. There's an updated pitch deck going up very soon. If it's not there already, the new IRR is projected to be at over 32%. We're going to sell one of these every 4 months.
So what changed? Why is it a new projection?
Better debt terms.
Great.
Yeah, better debt terms.
Nice.
And then we had a couple of the sites drop out. The fuel suppliers executed their right of first refusal, and they were kind of our worst 2 stores. So it lucked out there. But anyway, end of June for that one. Super excited about it.
And we haven't done a show for a few weeks, so we already had distribution time. It came and it went. You guys should all have the distributions that we sent out.
Yep.
Only a couple properties we didn't send them out on, but yeah, it's always a good time we send out checks.
Yeah. Anyway, without further ado, we obviously have a guest here today. It's our favorite type of shows, especially these days. We love interviewing people and figuring out how they got into commercial real estate and the story and some of their successes. So Arturo Saldivar, we have here with us with A&S Multifamily. And I think you guys are about to do a deal right now, too, which makes this even more exciting.
It is. We're working on a project that Arturo and his team locked up off market. But yeah, I just thought it would be super interesting to have you on. You're a local guy, I think, grew up here in Tulsa, started maybe getting into houses, and now you're doing some really awesome multifamily stuff. So Arturo, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of talk to us about how you got into commercial or how you got into real estate in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for having me here. I started back in 2014 doing single family houses, and started with my very first flip, downtown area, just north of downtown. At the time, there wasn't a lot going on downtown. So, and me, I'm originally from California. Coming from a big city, downtown is always the most expensive places to live, the most expensive real estate. And it kind of just triggers there into the suburbs and stuff like that. So I was like, man, one day this is going to be booming. And I knew Oklahoma City Thunder, they had just came in the picture. They were really big, and Bricktown, Oklahoma City was booming, a bunch of construction. And I've always felt that Tulsa was just a little bit behind on growth.
Agree, yeah.
But I knew it was going to trickle down. And, the way to really make it and make a big dent in profit is, go in before things explode. And,
So 2014, how old are you in 2014?
24.
24 years old. And so what job were you doing at the time? Did you have a day job?
I used to, I did construction. I had my own little construction company. So I was the go-to guy. I was a guy like, hey, you need to do this. You know how to do this. Or this person who does. And I always said yes. Even though I didn't know. All I knew is I'm going to figure it out. Yeah. I'm going to problem solve this. I'll find the person that can. And I started doing that. I built that up, had a construction company, did well, did a bunch of commercial work. but I've always wanted to do real estate. And at the time I had a partner, and, you know, our mindset wasn't on the same page. For me, it was like building something long-term and really making an impact. His was more for the moment.
Yeah, kind of job to job.
Yeah. So, you know, I saved up my money and did my first flip, bought my first house with my own cash. I had $50,000 to my name, and the house cost me $15,000.
Okay, so you didn't get any
Sounds
debt.
familiar.
You did it. You didn't get any debt. You did it all.
All
on
cash. Yeah,
Nice.
all cash. I wasn't educated on how financing
Other
and
ways
debt
to do it.
worked.
Yeah.
I thought it was, for me, it was always cash. And, you know, I bought that for $15,000, and I found it on Craigslist. And it was this guy.
I love this.
It was this guy that had bought the house for a project for him and his son to do. Well, while they were remodeling, his son fell off the ladder, broke his arm, and he's like, well, I can't do it myself, so I need to sell it.
What a bad idea, by the way. Like, take up like badminton or literally anything else. But like, yeah, let's go work and remodel this. Like, pass, Pop.
Yeah.
I didn't give his son a choice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So was this like a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom?
Yeah, it was a 3-bedroom. It was a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and I completely demoed everything, redesigned it, made it a 3-1.
Okay.
And at the time, there was only one house that was flipped over there, and it was the one they put on HGTV, I think, on Boston. It was the first one in that area, and I think it was like probably like 75 a square foot, something like that, sold per square foot. And yeah, I did my first one. There was not very, you know, there's
you had
not
to-
sales over
You
there.
had to demo the entire inside and just completely.
So you bought it for 15. How much did you spend on
Yeah,
that
how
first
much
one?
35,000.
So you're all in at 50.
Right, I was down to my last $20.
Oh yeah.
And then you put it on the market. It sells for what?
We sold it for 90,000.
Wow.
So I doubled up.
Yeah,
That
double
that
your
is
money.
awesome.
Yeah, and I learned a lot. I was there through the whole process. I wanted to be able to understand every single part of the flip and that's honestly what's helped me be where I am today, understanding every trade, knowing that if I walk into a job site, the electrician's going to know that, and the plumber's
what
going to
you're
know,
doing.
I know what I'm doing. If I see something, I'm going to catch it.
Yeah.
And, you know, you get a lot of respect from the contractors when they see that, you know, and you're not just,
You do. I don't. They don't respect me. I don't know how to do anything.
it's probably because I'm Latino.
I love it. So that probably sparked something in you that says, "Oh my God, I just made $50,000 on my first flip." So talk to us about your excitement and then kind of where you took it from there, because I know you're doing a lot bigger stuff now.
Yeah, so that kind of just rolled, you know, to the next one. I took the money, bought my next one. I just kept doing it. I started creating my own hypermarket in the area. Every house that I got, I sold for higher per square foot. I knew I needed to get the comps there. Mm-hmm. And it did. Now there's houses selling over there for, 150 to 200 foot. So fast forward today. So, and I still own a bunch of single family houses in that area. I used to live in Owen Park, so it's literally right there. And that house on HGTV, it's funny because a couple years later, I went to the sheriff's auction and I saw that house being foreclosed on. And they had remodeled and everything.
After HGTV did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
And
Or had it?
and till this day, I own that house right
Oh,
now.
you bought the
I
HG?
bought
Oh,
I
I
bought
love
it. Yeah.
That's funny.
And
So you didn't have to do much work on that.
I knew
guess.
nothing.
Yeah.
Literally, I knew because when you go to these sheriff cells,
Oh, yeah.
you don't get to see them. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
I knew what
But
was
you
in
knew
there.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was the only one bidding on this house,
man.
and I ended up getting it for like 60,000.
I bet that was a good day. You knew when it was going on that you were
Yeah.
good, right? Yeah.
We had more luck than I did. I've been down there over the years bidding on a few things, and there's always a ton of people bidding
Yeah,
against
that's
me.
what's happened to me.
It's
Never
insane.
lost for people. The bank always buys them.
That's what
It's
happened
so-
to me. Yeah, I'd show up in the bank would always have a representative there.
I'm
and they'd
just
always
glad I cost them an extra $20,000. Like
Yeah,
part of
it
me
did
just
the
loved
bank up a
that.
little bit.
Let's go.
All right, so you've had success in single family homes, which is very similar to my story, Vic and I's story, doing the houses, and then we said, okay, let's move up and try to do some multifamily. So how did you make this transition to multifamily?
So I met my partner Carlos.
Great guy.
Great guy. Yes, man. I love him. If I know he's gonna be listening to this, so
Yeah.
we met each other playing soccer, indoor at Soccer City. We used to play 2-3 times a week, and one day after we had a little game, we were, hey, what do you do? Well, I do real estate. Oh, I did real estate too. And at the time he had a full-time job and he was working for a company here, but his passion was always real estate as well. And eventually was trying to build up to.
He was doing it on the side as well?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was working for a local company and, making 6 figures, but he knew long-term that's not what he wanted to do. And real estate was his path to get there. And, we teamed up and we started buying houses. And then we got to the point where we were like, man, it's taking forever. Like 1, 2, 3. I think we accumulated like around maybe right under 20
houses.
Yeah. And we're like, man, let's scale. And the way to do it from what we saw is multifamily and, go and buy one building and, there's a bunch of apartments that, it's just economies of scale.
Yeah. What was your first apartment building that you purchased?
The first one we purchased, which it's full cycle. That's the one that I was mentioning to you,
you just
Joe.
sold? Or you're about to sell?
It closed. It's officially closed.
Congratulations.
And we bought that property for $968,000.
When was this?
Back like 4 years ago.
Okay, only 4 years ago.
Four
Around COVID 2020?
a little 2019, I think it
Okay,
was.
2019.
So yeah, right around. We started working on it. We bought it for $968,000. We put about $1.5 million into it. We completely redid. We turned this property and the experience I had from the single family, from being gutted to the studs. I mean, this place was bad. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it used to be Park Plaza.
I've heard of it. I don't know that I've ever been in.
It's 51st and Sheridan.
Sounds real familiar. Yeah.
Now it's Legacy at 51st. And we put about $1.5 million into it. And we just closed for $4.2 million.
That's nice. So you had almost $2.5 million in it, and then sold it for 4.2. Man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
4 years.
It's life-changing money.
Yeah.
And guys, this is your first multifamily.
First
So
multifamily.
I always tell people, be prepared to make mistakes, even lose money to learn what you need to learn. But I love examples like this where people can have success on their first deal. On your first house, you had success. On your first multifamily, you had success. So people don't have to, think that they're going to lose money. They may hit a home run on their first one.
Yeah.
So where did the $1.5 million come from? Because sometimes people that's what they'll ask me is like, where did you get the financing or the money to do the fix up?
So in the 968, where'd the 968 come from?
It was leveraged. Local bank, First Bank of Owasso is the one that did our loan for it, which was the acquisition and the construction as well.
Okay,
so we came up with 20% of the total. Yeah.
Okay, so you came up with 20% of the 2.5 or so, and then they funded the rest of it.
Yep.
I love it.
So yeah, we leveraged and we were able to get financing, and we turned it into I would say a Class A, fully redone.
How hard was it to get the debt? So here you come in and you haven't done multifamily yet, and they know you're buying it for 968. They have to trust you that you know what your construction costs are.
That's a good point.
How did that go?
It was hard,
Yeah.
and it wasn't easy.
That's why I asked.
But
wouldn't think
I told the lender that I still work with. This is with a different bank now, but I was like, I'll do whatever it takes. Put all my stuff for collateral, everything. Take my personal house, but I'm not gonna fail. That's the way, and that's what I had to do. I had to pledge everything, and it was hard to get a lender involved because of the distress of the property. I mean, it was. When I say bad, I mean, I still have pictures of when we were walking it and we had just closed on the property, and we were taking pictures, and looking back, the only people smiling on the pictures is me and Carlos. The property management company was just like,
what are we getting ourselves into here?
yeah. So it's great to go look back and see those times. And I mean, I've always been a visual person. I knew that property.
Yeah, you saw the potential.
I saw the potential, and that's really what I feel like I'm always been really good at is just looking at something and seeing the true value if you do, the right things. And we were big believers that, if you deliver the right product, people will come. If you deliver a product that's not good, people are probably not going to show up. And every apartment that we have that we turn around and lease and put for lease, there's always a waiting list on our stuff. And that's because the quality of the of what they're getting is there. I mean, the stuff that we put in that property was stuff that you would see in South Tulsa custom house.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it might have set a record for the vintage on price per door.
Yes. So it's over 123,000 per door.
Wow.
Gosh, I mean that is incredible.
51st and Sheridan.
And what I love, Arturo and Carlos, both of you guys, is that I've been in the multifamily game. We've purchased similar vintage stuff, and we've had our own success. But that purchase price still is changing my mind on what's possible in Tulsa. And I love it because I always tell people I don't have the lockdown on good deals. I don't have the lockdown on the market. Or you can always learn from somebody else in the business doing what you're doing. And I just think that's great.
Yeah,
So
no.
how many multifamily have you done now? Have you bought?
We own close to 600 units.
600 units?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever buy that shopping center in Owasso you were looking at?
No, we didn't. And we ended up not moving forward, and timing wasn't right for us as far as experience and, retail. And then it was during the whole COVID, scenario. So
Have you guys done any retail yet?
we haven't yet. No, just
We need to-
multifamily.
Is that in your plans, you think?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Our goal is to expand into all the classes if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, like Braden mentioned, we're working on a project together. Hopefully it's going to close in, I'll say late June, but keep your eyes out. I'm excited to be working with these guys. It's a really clean property in Broken Arrow, multifamily. We're going to do a little bit of reno, but we're really excited to launch that here in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
So-
we're super excited.
All right, what else? You guys have any more questions for Arturo?
Are you guys still self-funding the deals right now, or are you guys to the point where you're looking for outside capital? I mean, it sounds like you're to the scale where you're really looking for outside investors.
Yeah. So till today, we kind of just grown organically. We invested everything back in every deal we did, every house we flipped. It went back into multifamily. And in order for us to really scale and do bigger deals is, our money can only go so far. Mm-hmm. So we're excited. This is going to be our first partnership syndication wise. And we're excited to learn and take it from here and see where it goes.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Dude, that's exciting stuff. That's really the piece between where you're at an unlimited scale. I mean, once, like you said, your own money can only go so far, and you can only earn money so fast. So that breaks the limits.
Real quick shout out to your partner Carlos, because I believe he's from Venezuela.
Yes.
That's incredible to me. If you dropped me off in another country, and I actually have lived in another country, the idea of becoming a successful real estate entrepreneur in another country is mind blowing. It's really hard to get your head around. But he came here, got a job with an American company, and it's like, I'm going to start buying real estate. And now you guys are growing something awesome. So hats off to him and his ingenuity and entrepreneurship. So
That is pretty awesome.
yeah. Well, guys, thanks for coming on, Arturo. It's ANS Multifamily.
Multifamily. Yes.
Is there a website we can send them to?
Yes, ansmultifamily.com.
All right, check them out. I'm sure there's some awesome syndication opportunities coming down the pipe. And if you want to invest in our deal, that's going to be coming out in about probably 2 weeks. We're going to be launching that. But I think that's all we got for you this time. Stay tuned for the next on how to invest in commercial real estate. See you next time, guys.
Thank
See ya.
you.
Thanks.